Donation and mining family. What is going on? What up, all you happy hashers out there? I am going to class once again. Alright, slow down. Make the turn. Alright. Sitting here getting up over to the highway really fast here. Hopefully everybody this morning is having a good start to the day. It is FA Friday, guys. Definitely drop some FAs in the Chisley chat, guys. It is Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. So kind of keeping it a little casual until I get onto the highway. There's like usually going through this little area before I get to the highway is pretty damn busy. Because everybody's trying to go get in, trying to make their direction to Chicago. So as soon as I get on the other side of the highway, of this bridge for the highway, traffic usually lightens up just a little bit. So hopefully everybody's having a great morning. Definitely drop some FAs in the Chisley chat. Yo, and smash that Lizzy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Slow down. Like I said, a lot of traffic in this little section here. Oh, come on, people. All right. What in the world is this guy doing? Holy sheep shit. That guy needed to make a right turn right here, right meow, from the center lane. Gotta love how people drive in Illinois, man. They drive like they can give no F's. No F's given. Holy cow. You come out of Illinois and people start driving normal. It's like, wow. What up, Shooby? What's up? What's up? Glad to have you here, my dude. Trying to make it to the highway before I start my conversations up because I got to pay attention with all the stupid traffic around here. With that last little shift over into this lane and that lane, and yo. You're just gonna walk right out in the middle of traffic, you stupid. Stupid people here in Illinois, I swear to God. Keep left at the fork. Wisconsin bound I go. Woo! All right, now There isn't too much traffic until I get over by Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Then I start seeing traffic again. Allow me to get up to speed, merge into traffic here. There we go. Woo! Cruise control set. I'm on the highway. Yo, what is up, everybody? We got automatic boots in the house. There are stupid people everywhere. Facts. But it seems like there's a high concentration here in Illinois. I'm just saying. Just saying. So I hope everybody's having an awesome FA Friday. At least the start of it. It's like never let your morning basically kickstart your day in a bad area. Should always wake up out of bed in the right side. So, all right. So with the classes that I've been taking over the last this last week. So today is, I think, like exam time. I'm not sure how this goes. So I'll be basically finishing up the first series of the classes and see where I go from here. So yesterday I was starting up on diagnostics on boards. Pretty nice with that. So basically taking boards, plugging it into the test jig, firing them up, and seeing what the test jig sees for communication with the PIC chip or the EEPROM, and making sure that it sees the temperature sensors and how many ASIC chips it sees on the board. Yesterday I went home with one on my bench, S9 hash board. Each hash board has somebody lost a tire. Each hash board has let me get my going through toll booth here. Each hash board has 63 ASIC chips, and the one that I've got on my bench right now has 60 ASIC chips, occasionally 61 ASIC chips. So each domain consists of 3 ASIC chips, and basically one domain is shut down. I was checking out the power on it. It does look like I've got my my 1.7 volt coming from the from my LDO. So I mean it should be getting power. So I'm hoping that it's just in the chips. Like I got to reseat it. Like I had one coming back, and then it like broke connection again. So I'm thinking that I've got a pad. One of the pads are like slightly lifted. So I will sit there and take the last cooler off. Yay! And lift the chip up. Do what they call the 3 R's: reflow, remove, or replace. So reflow means you put some flux down, you heat up the solder pads, press down on the chip a little bit, and then you let everything cool. And if it went through a heat cycle and it warmed up the solder, I mean, this is supposed to be high temp solder, but if it was in a very warm environment when it's cooled down, it could have popped the solder on one of the joints. Hopefully it didn't pull a pad when it did that. Whenever I was sitting there probing around with my multimeter, I was getting it to come and go. It was kind of funny. I would read the signal, and I'd have 0 ASIC, and then I'd take my probe off of it, and I would have I'd have 61. I'm like, what in the world? And then it went down to 59. Like, what in the world? So hopefully I can get this straightened out. I think it's just chips are not seated all properly. just because it's gone through too many heat cycles. And I believe that that's what, it's like if I can get one hash board up and running, basically I passed the first week. So hopefully I can get one of these hash boards to work. I've got one that I diagnosed as board level, not repaired, because it's like something in the board is shorted out. I've removed chips, and it doesn't seem like I'm getting my power back at all out of the one. So it's been interesting to sit there, to say the least. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm getting really good about picking and placing the ASIC chips. Usually now I get them in the right spot. And then, like, the worst case scenario, I've got to come back through, warm it up, and press down. Because, like, I don't want to, like, overly press down on it and smash all the solder out from underneath the chip. So be definitely, you don't want to be too aggressive when you're pressing down, but you got to be aggressive. It's a fine line. There's no real exact science. It's just like a feel. But once you got it, you're good to go. Getting used to flowing the high temp solder, that's pretty interesting. And the instructor, he's got freaking alien vision. Fucking, I don't know how he does it, but he can micro solder without a microscope. He can see the little components. I don't know how he does it. It's not of this world. I will guarantee you that. Man, there are people just flying down the highway today. They're like, we need to get going. We need to get going now. So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm getting impressed with myself that I can pick up these micro components and I can place them down on the board without. I haven't been losing actually any pieces, so I'm happy in that regard. Is that I've stopped blowing capacitors and stuff off the board so much. I've been trying to, pay attention to where the heat gun is. After a few days, my hands have actually, my right hand has stopped shaking with the small, nimble movements of the tweezers with all these pieces underneath a microscope. A small little tremble in your hand that you couldn't see with your naked eye. You put a set of tweezers in your hand and go underneath the microscope, and it looks like you've got cerebral palsy. I'm not even playing with you guys. It looks like you got cerebral palsy. But at least after a few days of playing around with this, my hand has stopped trembling as so much. It feels like I'm like relaxing into what I'm doing, and that's like the big takeaway that you want to do whenever you're doing micro soldering is you got to be kind of relaxed at everything. Make sure that you've are basically in the right frame of mind and everything too, because like if you're nervous or anything like that, it'll start compounding into your tweezers. You'll start trembling. I mean, you can almost like sharpshooters in the military. They'll tell you that they can tell their heartbeat through the rifle when they're doing sharpshooting, because like it's a movement in your body, so everybody has like the smallest little tremble to their hand just because physics of the body, but the more that you can control that, the easier life you're going to have with micro soldering. That is for sure. Holy cow. And you guys are probably saying some awesome stuff here. Hey, what up? What up, everybody? F.A. Gun Dude. We got the meme lord in the house. So, yep, I've cut back on the caffeine. Definitely cannot handle massive amounts of caffeine in my system while sitting there doing micro soldering. Some people can do it. I'm not one of them. Ugh. So I hope everybody's going to have a great day and everything like that. I should be doing basically more of the same thing I was doing yesterday, which is hovering over a microscope, middle of my back bothering me because the way that I'm too tall for everything. Damn it! I need my chair to go down just like a little bit more, and it'll make me sit up a little more. But you know, it is what it is. I'm still learning. Like I find that since I've lowered my chair a little bit, my back's not hurting as bad. But oh yeah, the first couple of days, the way that I had myself set up, it really just kind of destroyed my back for the rest of the week. Ooh, bumpy road. So hopefully I can get this board that I was working on up and going. He set 3 more onto my bench. Life for those who have touched the clouds. Yeah, exactly. Ugh. 6 foot 6 foot club. Let's go. Yeah, I know, right? Tall people, we all have back problems. If you're over 6 foot and you don't have back problems, give it a few years. Things that you're like, oh yeah, that doesn't bother me. It does whenever you're sitting there in one spot for 8 hours, hunched over a little bit. And I wasn't even really hunched over per se the other day. Man, my back was killing me. And then I've been getting home between like 7 and 8 o'clock at night. Are you going next week as well? Yes, I am, Crypto Crag. Yes, I am. Next week is the advanced class. So today should be will be the end of the first week because it's a 2-week class. So this week will be ending out, and I've basically got to demonstrate that everything that that they've been teaching us this week, right? Placing a chip down. And going through and diagnosing capacitors, resistors, and stuff like that, board level repairs, right? So trying to get used to doing a diagnostic on this stuff. Like my brain does not want to like wrap its head around with all these little small micro components, testing everything all the way through. I'm so used to like such bigger components that a large resistor, really hard to break with. If you blow up a large resistor, you're probably got a burn mark somewhere on the board. So I mean, repairing like the larger components, super easy, guys. Absolutely. The bigger your component, the more heat it takes to actually like pop it. So usually, like you'll see remnants of it, unless it's on a low voltage side. Then you see no remnants of any kind of damage, other than the component no longer, it's now testing ohms wise open. And the first board I was working on had 0 ASIC, which means that each S9 hash board has 63 chips on there. 0 ASIC means that it doesn't even see a signal going through the board. Just to find out that it just basically wasn't completing the circuit on that board, the first one that I was working on. And then I realized that, going through it, the LDO, the load dropout regulator, was bad in one of the sections and wasn't allowing the signal to continue through for communication between all the chips. So it was supposed to be passing like about anywhere from like 1.8 to 2.2. That is your signal voltage range. And out of one of the domains did not have any signal coming out of two of the chips. So it basically stopped inside the board. We'd replaced the LDO, kind of helped a little bit, at least on the first chip in that domain. And then we went to, then I was like, man, I'm just kind of hunting myself here, moving chips around and, you know, removing them and seeing if the short goes away. And not one time did the short go away on any of the chips. So we found out that that a couple of the capacitors had no man, I will fucking... This guy's like being a dick. Behind me, I do not care. It's like, don't be flying down the highway at 100 miles an hour. I'm already going over the speed limit here. I will mess with people on the highway whenever they're doing 100 miles an hour, and I'm like right next to a truck. Like, what are you going to do? Go onto the side road to pass around me? I love it. I love messing with people when they're freaking being jagbags. It's like, the speed limit, 70. I'm doing 75. And I'm not going to go any faster because I just don't need to. And if you need to do 100 miles an hour down the highway, you deserve everything that's about to happen to you. Especially if you're like bebopping traffic and like going to people when you're behind them, you know, trying to tell them to move faster because you're in a hurry. It's like, wake up earlier and get out the door faster, and you're not going to be in a hurry trying to get to work. That's just me, though. I'm the type of guy I like to show up at least 5 minutes early. I'm disappointed when I'm like on time type of deal. Life is too short to be in a rush all the time. But as I was saying, got a lot of the got a bunch of boards that I've got on my desk. I'm hoping that this the one that I'm working on currently, hopefully I just gotta lift up the one chip and place it back down, and I get 63 ASIC. That's what I'm hoping on. I don't know how I'm gonna I'm not sure, because like the one chip, I can't do my diode test on it to make sure that I've got contact at least through the five of the test points. So there's no way I can check that. So I'm gonna lift off the last cooler, reflow it, and hopefully I get my 63 ASIC. I'm gonna like try to reflow all, you know, the whole domain once more. Put some flux down onto it, reflow them, and yeah, we'll go from there. Hopefully everything works out with that. A lot of trucks today. Let's get past this Swift guy. So, depending on what time I get home tonight, I've been trying to do a stream in the evening time, but man, I have. What up, Patrick Murphy? But I've been trying to do a video in the evening time, but man, I've been getting home between like 7 and 8 o'clock at night, and just don't feel like going live that late at night, because then I'm gonna be basically kicking the Wi-Fi out of the living room and stuff like that. Chilling at work, busy day, but wanted to come by, jump in, and say hey. That's what's up, my dude. Thank you for the support. That's one thing I love about this community, is that, you know, you guys might be at work or on your way to work or having your morning caffeine before work, and here y'all are sitting there hanging out with your homie here as I'm sitting here driving into class. Man, I would never think that in my 40s I'd be taking a class again. It's like, who would have thunk it that I would be taking, soldering classes or, electronic repair classes of some sort. Considering I learned a lot from my mother and my stepdad years ago with this. I let my mother know about it, and she's like, really? Wow. Because, like, she got out of the whole electronic repair business because, like, if it costs you $90 to repair your VCR, and you can get a brand new one for $110, you know. Oh, nice, Patrick. That's what's up. Love it, love it. But yeah, I mean, I was sitting there talking to my mother the other day about, hey, I'm taking classes, and she's like, really? Because, like, like I was saying, when your cost of buying a brand new device is only $10, $20 more than or less than buying a brand new one, that's how we went into this disposable economy that we currently have. Because the labor here in the United States is high, and the labor in China is low. So they're able to sit there and take their cheap labor, produce low quality stuff, but it's new. And yeah, it's got some of the newer technologies into it. But yeah, you're not looking at repairing that long term. If it dies, it dies, Drive it until the wheels fall off type of deal, right? Which is, it's sad that, it's like back in the day, you used to get a VCR and you can pop the cover off the VCR, and there would be a wiring, the whole diagram of how to build that whole VCR under the lid. And why was it there? Because Zenith, Sony, all these manufacturers used to be pro right to repair. And then at some point in time, they got involved with stock shareholders, and the stock shareholders said, stop allowing them to repair this stuff. Make them buy new. Buy new makes us money. So we don't want you to be encouraging the repair. There's a speed trap ahead. Well, I'm only doing like 6-7 miles an hour over the speed limit. There ain't no cop that's going to sit there and pull me over for that. So, I mean, it's like, it's horrible, but at least in the ASIC world, guys, because, like, you're dealing with a $2,000 to $5,000 machine, it now makes it cost effective to spend less than $1,000 to repair it. As long as you're under 50% of the repair costs, it is 100% viable to sit there and do all the necessary repairs to the machinery. I mean, look at your car. Why do you repair your car? Because a $500 to $1,000 repair is far cheaper than buying a new car. So now the viability, no matter what the price of manpower is at this current time, it's worth to continuously repair your vehicle, right? Because it's a long-term investment. Same thing with the ASIC mining machines. You got a lot of ASIC mining manufacturers, and you're looking at a couple, anywhere from $1,000 and up on the repairs of these. For the devices. So if you can come in at half or under the price of the device new, it's harder when you're the older equipment. It's real easy to hit the price tag of that device. But if it's your device and you're repairing it yourself, not so bad, because you've only got your time invested into it. So whenever and you could take a board that a repair facility wouldn't waste their time on, right? Because it's yours, you've got more time to basically tinker on it, right? There's a whole difference between, I'm going to tinker on something versus, I'm doing this for a living and I've got to be able to pay rent, right? If you're sitting there worried about, pulling a paycheck, then you're not going to do a vast majority of the more intrinsic or labor-intensive repairs, like you're rebuilding traces on there, rebuilding solder pads. You can do all that stuff if it's yours, but when you're in a repair center, you don't want to work on a hash board for more than maybe 5 hours. No more than a 5-hour rip on it. After that, it becomes not viable to repair. Basically, a parts board. Why? Because you've been chasing down. So the way that they teach to do is you work on a hash board for like a half hour to an hour, put it off to the side. Grab another hash board. You get that hash board fixed, and then you go back to the first one, right? Pull that one back off the shelf. And you go and turn around and put the, try to do another hour rip on it. It's still no go. You put it onto the shelf another time. Work on another hash board. This way you're not getting frustrated on one hash board. Keeps your workflow better, keeps productivity up. You don't want to sit there and spend your whole day on a hash board kicking your butt. So, and then you pull up another hash board, work on that one for a half hour to an hour, and then you go back to that one that's been whooping your butt. And after the fourth attempt to try to get this thing going, you put it in the unrepairable pile. It now became a parts board. Not all boards can be repaired. As much as you try to. These things are flowing some serious power through them. Each chip is needing 1.8 volts times 64 chips. So that's a lot of power in those boards. So if something goes wrong, it goes wrong in a hurry. Like they had a whole skid of S9 hash boards that came in, and there was some crispy ones, guys. Like you could tell the main power on there fried. Does it mean that all the parts that are on there are now bad? Nope. You could the basic chips could be fine on there, just maybe in next to where the fire happened. But outside of that, nah, dude, you're still capacitors, resistors, chips on there that are still good. Probably some LDOs that are still good on there. So everything that you're needing to is on there, even on a crispy board. They're still going to be parts that you could salvage, which is pretty cool. And as we were grabbing them in, they were all used, of course. They went into 4 piles. Ones that passed the visual inspection and can move on to consolidation, testing see if the hash board will fire up, and see how many ASIC chips are actually showing up on the hash board, right? Once you do that, you figure out if you've got 63 ASIC chips, some ASIC, which means that you see some of them, but not all of them, or you get 0 ASIC, so you're just like looking to see how the thing fires up. I'm going to let this truck guy go by. I'm not going to be the guy that just yanks out in front of him. So, yeah, I mean, like, the class has been pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to next week where we'll be working on, like, that here. We're not going... Truck, you don't belong in this lane. Ah, it smells like burnt rubber over here. Ew, pew! It smells bad, guys. Ugh. Hold on, guys. Going through a little bit of traffic over here and going through a tunnel. I'm not sure if I'll... We'll find out. All right. Hey, we got signal still. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what we got going on today. I mean, we're just kind of going through and going to be seeing how many hash boards I can get fired up today. That will be my goal, is to get as many hash boards up and running today as humanly possible. And basically, I'll be level 1 certified by the end of today for ASIC repair, guys. And ready for my advanced class, yo. And the advanced class should be next week, and then I basically will be working for them to basically pay for the classes. So they basically offered me a job. So I'll be after week 2. Hopefully, I got a good grasp of what the hell I'm doing, and won't need too much oversight of what the hell I'm doing. I mean, I know that the instructor, he sees that I grasp a good portion of what the hell I'm doing. It's like, I don't know, I guess in some aspects I lack the confidence of what I'm doing, because it's like so drastically different. So like I'm questioning myself with everything I'm doing. But I am having a better time than the poor fella from Oklahoma. Because, man, that poor fella from Oklahoma, he was finally able to get one chip that was giving him hell and back again to finally diode test properly. So that was kind of like I give him I congratulate him on there, but I already can tell you that this guy will never repair an ASIC of his own. Guarantee you he won't do it. I guarantee you he's regretting even taking the class at this point. But all right, guys, I am getting pretty close to the to the place, so I'm going to call it here, guys. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Everybody, put those FAs in the Chizzity chat as I get up out of here. Appreciate everybody, you know, coming by, showing some support and all that good stuff. Oh, I need to get out of this lane. So with that being said, thank you everybody that's coming here. Thank you everybody, all that good stuff. So peace out, stay savage, and I'll see you on the next one, y'all.